If you own your own business, you need to check out this video, because if you're like many small business owners that want to purchase a home but you have no idea where to start or what to do with your taxes, I've got all the information for you. Be sure to check it out. If you are self-employed and you're thinking about purchasing a home and one of your biggest concerns is you're worried about what that income looks like on paper, that's a valid concern, because most people don't know what we look at as lenders. So today I want to take a deeper look into it and show you exactly what we look at so that you can be more prepared when you present that information to your lender. And I want to throw out there that I am not a CPA, I am not a tax advisor. None of this is meant to be advice on how to do your taxes. I simply want to show you what line items we look at as mortgage lenders which constitute your overall income. There are certain deductions you can take that are deductions to the IRS, but can be add backs on the income side for mortgage. So we can actually use that as income even though it's a deduction. Today I want to take a deeper look into that specific form. So this is for small business owners that fill out that Schedule C. Probably don't even know what I'm talking about, but there's a couple different ways you can file taxes. And one of the most common ones that I see for people that are self-employed is filing that Schedule C. So here's a copy of what it looks like. This is what trips most self-employed people up the most, because 9 out of 10 people don't really understand this form. If you ever had a job prior to becoming self-employed, you know that you got a W-2. If you ever bought a house as a W-2 employee, you know that whatever that gross total amount, the biggest number on that W-2 is typically the one we can use as mortgage lenders. When you're self-employed, unfortunately, it's the opposite. That big gross number, total gross profits that you see up there in your Schedule C, that's not the one that we look at as mortgage lenders when you're self-employed. Go all the way down and look at line 31. Line 31 is your net profit or loss. Yes, you can file a loss there. And this is where it trips up most people who are self-employed. Because yeah, let's say you made $500,000 in sales, but then you wrote off $499,000, or let's say you wrote off $550,000 of it and you've got a negative $50,000. Unfortunately, that's the one we're going to look at as mortgage lenders. We're always going to look at a 2-year history. When income is lower on the most recent year, so let's say you had less income in 2022 than you did in 2021, instead of averaging those 2 years, in that case we look at the 1 year, we look at the lower. That kind of sucks, right? Are mortgage lenders out to get self-employed people? Are they out to not help the backbone of our economy get mortgage loans? It seems like it's more difficult. And in some cases it can be, but however, there are a few things that you need to know regarding this form that could help you in this situation. So you know you want to buy a house, but you just have no idea where to get started. Well, that's what I'm here for. I make these videos so that I can educate you on the entire process from start to finish. Be sure to like and subscribe for new information every week that can provide you the information you need to purchase a home and make you a homeowner today. Let's take a look at line 12. The depletion line. Now this one's going to be a little bit more unique. This may not be everybody. It mostly has to do with mineral rights, which now I've probably lost half the audience. What the hell is a mineral right? The biggest thing is this line right here, line 12, that is a deduction that you can take per the IRS and for your business that will help lower your overall tax bill. But as mortgage lenders, if there is something on that line, we can use that as additional income. So if there's $10,000 on that line, that's actually a $10,000 add back for your mortgage loan. So that's a good one to pay attention to. So let's look at the line right after that, line 13, depreciation. This one might apply to more and more businesses. Anything can go in this bucket. And again, talk with a CPA, double check, don't take my word for it as far as what you can put in there. I'm just letting you know that in line 13 is a depreciation line. Vehicles, equipment, buildings, real estate, things that could potentially lose value. Anything that's on that line item, that total dollar amount on that line item is considered an add back on the mortgage, which means it's income. Income on the mortgage side of things, but deduction on the IRS side of things. This is just something that could be beneficial to you depending on your tax situation or the type of business that you run. It's good to know that there are items in lines 12 and 13 that you can add in there to save on your tax bill, but are also beneficial for getting a mortgage loan. So pay attention to those. The other one is on page 2 of the Schedule C. There's a little spot for business miles or business mileage. If you have a vehicle that you need to use for business purposes, you can write off those miles. That mileage can be an add back on the mortgage side of things. Percent per mile calculation that's done as well. Another example of a deduction that you can take to help lower your overall tax bill with the IRS, that can still be added as additional income on the mortgage side of things. So let's say you're one of those business owners that, you pretty much write off everything and you don't really show a ton of income on that Schedule C or however else you file taxes. There are other options for you. I've made a few other videos about it, so be sure to check them out. Those videos talk about alternative loan programs that don't involve having to use your tax returns when getting a loan for a mortgage. If you watched all of this and understood it, great. If you didn't understand it, that's okay too. Another thing that I offer to all of my self-employed clients is during tax season, before you actually file that tax return or send it off to the IRS so that they can process it, when it's in that rough draft format, go ahead and send it to me or send it to a mortgage lender, and I'd be happy to take a look at it to give you an idea of what you could potentially qualify for based on that tax return. Then if you need to make any adjustments or if maybe things were missed, you can talk to your CPA and find out if there's any way or any room to make adjustments to those tax returns. Again, not giving tax advice, I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just saying it's a good idea to look at it and be aware of what that looks like on paper for a mortgage loan. This is something I help a lot of my self-employed borrowers with, even just to educate you on what you can and can't do when it comes to that form. So again, hopefully this was helpful. This is information that is meant to just help anybody who, let's say you are self-employed and you've given up on trying to buy a house because you know that you write certain things off every year and you just never even tried. Well, at least give it a shot. If you're serious about owning a home or you want to look at your options, first step is to talk with a mortgage lender. That way you at least know what your options are, what it looks like, because maybe we're not ready this year and we need another year or 2 years. Your business needs to earn a little bit more, whatever that situation looks like. Just know that I truly believe that every single person can become a homeowner if they're simply just shown how. So hopefully this video was helpful and informational. If you do have any other questions regarding your specific situation, I'd love to take a look at it. Feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, send me a message, hit me up in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, hit that alert button so that every new video on Monday you get alerted for and you can check it out. Thanks, guys.